Shit.
Okay, let's get started with this. How you guys doing today? This is the podcast starring Wildfang, aka the wildest guy in the room, aka the greatest man alive. And we have a podcast here today that I don't know how I want to start this off. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Darkwave.
Well, you just introduced me, so thank you by calling out my name. But hello, everyone. I am Darkwave, and I guess we do have a show tonight, I would assume.
You shut your damn mouth.
I was called upon in the random Texas, so whatever.
Yeah. We were supposed to do this like a year ago. You flaking on me, buddy. So nah, I'm just messing with you. Today's an interesting one, considering that a lot of shit has happened since our last podcast. A lot of shit. Like the XFL got canceled again for the second time in a row. Or, Final Fantasy VII Remake has finally came out. And yeah, that's pretty much the biggest things for a lot of people. But starting out, speaking of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, a lot of people have played this game. A lot of people have bought it and refuted it. And if you can say the last time, Mr. Darkwave, while the game is not as short as we probably predicted, it's still not the whole game to me. It's still not even the whole game. And I honestly wanted to say that this game, I reviewed it, by the way, and that review was so goddamn long. But getting off back on topic here. I remember we was talking about the last one, and we were saying that it's probably going to be short, or if it's not as long as Trials of Mana. Well, I can genuinely tell you, no, it's still not as long as Trials of Mana. Not even close. Like, not even halfway close to as long as Trials of Mana. And if anybody's ever played the original Trials of Mana, it's not a short game. You have to play the game about 6 to 7 times. This one 7 times, because you have an extra boss to fight. So, and everybody can get extra classes, so that's fun.
Haven't bought Trials yet. I'm probably gonna hold off on Trials just to clear up some backlog a little bit, but that will be a game I will be buying.
Yeah, I'm playing Trials and clearing the backlog at the same time.
Look, man. Alright.
I'm on vacation this week, so I have time.
See, that's your thing. I'm not on vacation, okay? I'm essential. So
I am also essential, but I had this vacation planned out for months.
I have not.
I may just take an extra day off.
Hi!
I don't go. What? Who's saying hi right now? You should introduce yourself when you say hi.
It's Spirit. As a spirit.
It's the spirit.
Ew. Anywho, moving on from that person talking. Ugh. But like I said, Final Fantasy VII, and this is a spoiler for anybody who hasn't played it. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I don't think should be called Final Fantasy VII Remake. Besides like alternate Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy VII like another or something creative to let you know that this is a completely different fucking timeline than the original Final Fantasy VII. Like, have you seen everything on the Darkwave?
I've seen enough.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. I've beaten it. Like, I literally was like, why did they not just explain that this is another timeline to Final Fantasy VII instead of just it being Final Fantasy VII Remake? Because it's not.
Well, what I understand is that the Whispers are there trying to preserve the original, but seeing so how you beat them in the game, that can officially change things now. As people are saying, Zack quote is alive.
Yeah.
Now, the book came out, the Ultimatum or whatever it's called recently.
Yeah.
And there's been some maybe I don't want to say they're denying that it's time, but it's not necessarily about time. They did say that the 3 Whispers that people thought represented Cloud, Tifa, and Barrier are actually not Cloud, Tifa, and Bird, they're actually, in fact, the Advent children. Kadaj, the other guy, and Lost, whatever the fuck name was.
Wait, what three whispers?
Which the three whispers that apparently you fight that people thought represented Cloud because one fought with a sword, one fought with a gun,
Yeah,
and one fought with fists.
yeah.
Well, apparently they're the Advent children
Ah,
instead. Kadaj, and those three guys.
yeah.
So, I mean, listen. From what I see, all I see from the Whispers thing is that, well, a lot of people think they just put them in there for a big boss because it's mega.
Hello?
Also, a way of saying that they can now take certain liberties. But they've already come out and said that it's going to. Basically, the story will be the same, but certain paths may be certain differently. They're gonna add. They may include characters from certain the light novels and the books, which is what they wanted. One of the directors said that he basically how he wants to do this game is basically a combining everything, basically the light novels, everything important from that, and put them in Final Fantasy VII as if one property now.
Yeah.
Which is fine and dandy, but I mean, listen, a lot of people shit on it because it's now a 1-for-1 remake, and that's the thing. I heard Trials of Mana is 1-for-1, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with a 1-for-1 remake. I want to get that. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, when people are doing a remake, look at Resident Evil 3, look at Resident 2. Those are prime examples. You have to accept the facts that things are going to change. Outcomes may be the same, but a lot of the paths or the way they get to certain events may change, or a way certain people may die. Mm-hmm. I'll use Resident Evil 2 for example. In the original, Ada gets smacked by Mr. X and falls, and Mr. X falls in lava, and she kisses Leon and dies in his arm. And Leon B, which is the canon ending because they actually kissed. In Resident 2 Remake, that didn't happen. They go down a fucking elevator chute, and she just kisses him there. And when she dies, quote, quote, she takes the scenario A death, which is her hanging from his arms and fall. But the end result is you still got the kiss, and she still died. You see? Mm-hmm. Resident 3, Nemesis. Nemesis didn't have a dog form in Resident Evil 2. I mean, in the original Resident Evil 3. He had his multi-tentacle form, and then he went to fucking blob form. This time he has a giant dog form, and he has a blob form, but he's still basically in control of what he's doing. He still has his objective. He's not eating a tyrant to become this, but the results are still the same. He still became a third form. So, whether or not it's 1-for-1 or not, if the game is good and the story is still good, which I think is a fantastic game from what I've played it done, the story from what I've seen, from what I've heard, sounds great. Although I think the Whispers thing could have been better to use for another Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
Or maybe a more darker. I'm not going to.
Yeah, you are.
Don't expect
so
one. You know.
You were lagging so terrible just now.
You was lagging. I heard.
You heard everything.
Okay.
Already a good start. Perfect start. Anywho.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I agree they could have used Whispers better, but it also put in perspective, hence why when I did the review, I didn't just do the review as a Final Fantasy VII game. I did a review as a game in itself, and I still said that game is a 7 out of 10. It's not perfect, God no. But it's some of the parts where they add so much fluff and it's not necessary. Like legit, even going back just now and playing Final Fantasy VII earlier today, like that whole journey when you leave the church for Aerith is not as long as they made it. The train yard is not long. They shorten like some of the fluff in this game is so bad it's not even funny.
Yep. Now, apparently they did say that they might do smaller releases for faster. I mean, smaller games for faster release.
Please don't do that. Just release the whole fucking game. I even had this argument
I
with somebody before. I was like, they don't need to just release the pieces of the game. He was like, but what if people lose interest in the game? I was like, it's Final Fantasy VII. No one's going to lose interest. They could literally take their fucking time. They're not going to lose sales because of it.
I honestly still say they should have just waited till the fucking full. I would have just made the full game. Because basically, from what the book, I watched the video today and then I actually read some translations of the book online. From what they're saying is that they could do either one or two things. They're not even sure. They can do one large game, which would take longer to release, or they can release the game in smaller doses. And release it faster. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, so, and they still don't know how many games they're going to do now. Someone just sent me a message on PlayStation and said they're going to want to make 5 games. If they're making 5 games, I'm not buying 5. I will legitimately just sit here and wait for the PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII complete.
Yeah.
Because we know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Because anyone who doesn't think that is a bunch of fucking clowns.
Yeah.
Does Square Enix not know that its fans and its audience is very patient?
Okay, forgot.
Okay.
I don't know if they're very patient. They have no choice but to be patient.
Right. So we still buy it. As much as me and Wildfang bitched about Kingdom Hearts 3, we still fucking bought it.
Yeah, I mean the thing, it's not about sales. It's just this is my problem with all of this. They keep saying they want to fit all of this, and they don't want fans to wait, and this and that and that and this, and it's like you're saying all that, but see, I look in deeper. 5 parts. Let's just say the game is 5 fucking games. Now, if you release something, that's what I'm saying. If you're releasing 5 games, and you're releasing smaller games to get the releases out faster, so you can have everyone satisfied with Final Fantasy VII. If these games are any more than $20, you're already stealing money from your fans regardless, but you're stealing far more money than anyone, and more people are probably less inclined to buy it because that is $20 4 more times. PS5 comes out between the end of this year and next year. We know your track record. You're going to do a complete edition. It's only natural at this point. So why would I buy 5 $20 games, play it for 10 hours or less, just to play Final Fantasy VII when I can just wait and play the game in full? I don't understand the logic. You want to rush put the game out so people can have it to play. Motherfucker, whether they want to be patient or not, they have no choice.
At the end of the day, it's the creator's choice, and if you're not being patient with yourselves, like, come on, bro. And that was one of my major issues, but because not only did they add, hold up, the main thing I'm trying to say is Square Enix made this game so gorgeous that by the time I was even done the game, I was like, you could have just copied your other game that you made, Trials of Mana, and just, made the whole fucking game. Trials of Mana looks cartoonish, but it is the whole game with extra shit added to it. Like, literally, I can't go back and be like, well, they did this or that. They may change how things work in the game, but it's a complete fucking game. At least at the end of the day, I can go, yeah, I just completed Trials of Mana again. I'm not saying, oh man, I just got out the kingdom with one of the 6 characters. God damn it. That's not how it goes, man. Which is weird, because I'm like, Square, you've made Trials of Mana remake the complete game, but Final Fantasy VII, you can't, dumb down the graphics, make it cel-shaded anything else, and then fucking release the whole goddamn game as one whole game? Are you kidding me here?
I wouldn't even want to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, go.
No, I was just laughing because I was just thinking Like, I could not imagine if they really actually did that with Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, okay, we got Kingdom Hearts 3, sooner, but he's only a quarter of it. Like, no. That would actually make me not want to buy it. It barely made me want to buy it waiting 13 fucking years for it. But could you imagine? Alright, we waited 6 years for it. Alright, here's half of it. Where's the rest? Nah, it's gonna take about another year or so. But we wanted to give you guys this early. Like,
$60, please.
right, $60. So it's gonna be $60 twice, or yeah, $60 twice. No, 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 no. Thank you.
And we even said
My
this
friend
last
just
podcast. Don't do that.
yeah, my friend just messaged me saying a game every 2 years. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say this: if they really wanted to do this so-called episodic release, right? Why not just do what? And this may sound ridiculous. Why not just do what Telltale does? Telltale does. Why not? Why
Make you
not?
pay $60 for the whole fucking season and call it a day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If that was, listen, if they had done that and say, listen, it's FF7, it's going to be episodic. It may take a while to get out, but here's the entire season, $60. Uh, save space on your PlayStations, folks. It might take some space, which the first game was 100 gigs, I can only imagine, but still, save some space. And what was happen? I would be fine with that because at least I'm playing it once.
Yeah,
Just like the tell.
Yeah.
Now I probably would have waited till all of them are out, but that'd probably been like 500 fucking gigs on my hard drive because apparently they're not reusing assets, which will be a complete lie probably for the second and third and fourth and fifth game, I'm sure. Although they are going to different places, but this is 2020, and they'll probably reuse building assets, car assets.
People again.
I don't. Yeah, like I don't even see why they get whatever. 100 gigs, 200 gigs, whatever. If they really think people are going to continue to spend, now hopefully they don't do that for the next couple of games. If they were going to do quote quote smaller releases, but they should take from Telltale and just release the whole season. Like, at this point, like, who the fuck wants to keep spending money on FF7 year after year after year, which just tells me that Square Enix probably will come out with nothing else outside of Final Fantasy VII year after year after year.
It would be the new Skyrim.
Jesus Christ! And then and then you have the PS5 version going to be out, which probably won't be that difficult. They'll just up the graphics, up the frame rate.
I think I know what they're going to do with the PS5 version. Right? What they're going to probably do with the PS5 version, hear me here, is they're going to probably go, oh yeah, you got to buy the whole thing for $120 or each episode for $60. I mean, not $60. Yeah. Go ahead. Now I'm going to be like, no, you just fucked up. You guys fucked up.
If they don't release, if they do not release a FF7 Complete Edition on PS5, then there's no point. I was legit. Listen, I can do without playing FF7 Remake. I really can. What, another action RPG? What the fucking do? I can do without. I can legit just watch the fucking cutscenes as a movie on YouTube if I really want to. I'm not that pressed. I played the game 20 years ago. I don't give a shit now. I really don't. If you tell me on PS5 that I have to sit here and pay $60 per version and it's not in a complete bundle, so because by that point, by the time it all comes out, that game should be fucking done and old by that point. Yeah. But the first game should already be at like 4 years old at that point. So if you don't give me like a complete edition or maybe the last game bundle with the other ones because, whatever reason, because the other ones will be older by then, and so if you don't give me the last game, pre-order bonus, get 1, 2, and 3, or whatever the fuck it is. Like how Resident Evil 6 did the anthology collection with all the Resident Evil games. If I don't get something like that on Final Fantasy VII on PS5, then it's pointless to me. It's absolutely pointless.
It would be 100% pointless, yes.
Like, I would not even buy it. I would just watch the cutscenes. I will watch the cutscenes. I'm still getting the same enjoyment while I'm playing it. So I don't have to die 1,000 times trying to get to the next part. I'll just watch it all and say, yeah,
Yeah.
like, look, I don't like doing that, but I'm not gonna sit here and cater money to Square Enix when this is something that could have easily just been done in a full project. I don't give a fuck what you're trying to add to the game.
Which
You
half the
know, if you
time
want to
adds
add,
nothing.
listen. This is what my friend said. Now she's never played FF7, the original,
Yeah.
but she told me certain things. And I told her, so instead of a cutscene taking me to a certain area, I myself have to go to a certain area, basically. So instead of the cutscene taking me to the slums, now I, myself, the player, have to travel to the slums in this random bullshit I have to do. That's all. That's pretty much what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
Because she said I had to go through this to get to the slum. Like, oh, and the original you just kind of was there. Okay.
Yeah, and
But I said,
you
once
walked up some
again,
steps.
fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walked up some steps, you were done. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, it's like, so instead of the game taking me there naturally, you're going to make me go there, basically, the player.
Yeah.
That's the fluff that I kept trying to tell you. Yeah, you may add new characters. I heard they added 2 characters from the novel. Great. They may go deeper on characters.
Oh yeah, they did add
Hooray.
Leslie. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, two characters from the novel.
Leslie and what's her
Yes, they
name?
may change. Yeah, I can't. Kyrie, some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They may change story related things because Biggs and Wedge did not die, but of course, we were the Square Enix to kill off the best girl because we can't have no one looking better than Tifa and Aerith.
I'm not gonna lie here. If Aerith doesn't die in the next part or the part after or probably the final part, then I officially would not play this game anymore.
I'm telling you this, man. I don't know what they're going to do as far as this time shit. In fact, I hate games that deal with time because there's always logic gaps in everything with that shit.
Yeah.
Everything time travel related has thousands of logic gaps that I just can't seem to ignore. If Zack is not dead, there's no reason for Cloud. There isn't.
Yeah.
Legitimate reason, there is no reason. The only reason why Cloud is important because Zack is no more. So that's that. If Aerith doesn't die, then Cloud's basically his deeper character development is no longer there.
Not even that.
So once again, and maybe and 90% of his reason for killing Sephiroth is no longer there either.
Yeah, it's mainly because, like, I was like, so that means Cloud won't have to go to get the black materia if Aerith is not like the holy. I was like, whatever, bro. You just fuck shit up. That means holy won't get activated, which means the meteor.
I still think she's going to die.
Yeah.
I still think she's going to die. Now, will they change her death? Possibly. Don't give a shit. As long as she's no longer breathing.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Same thing with Zack. Shouldn't even be around. Zack should be dead. I don't give a fuck. Now, if they want to introduce something about maybe Sephiroth using him as a clone body, whatever, because Sephiroth tends to do that, or maybe the Whispers timeline has Zack there, you might have to fight Zack yourself. Maybe alternate time Zack is a bitch. You know, bad guy. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck gives a shit? Oh, the fact is, if Zack isn't dead, there's no need for Cloud. I legitimately have no reason to care for Cloud at that point. Especially when you play Crisis Core, Zack is quite OP, and the OP characters need to die for obvious reasons.
Zack is not that OP.
Well, in Crisis Core, I mean, he was OP for that time. But the fact is, he needs to die because without him dying, Cloud has like no character essentially.
Oh, yeah, his whole character will die because it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he has to die for the sake of Cloud being Cloud. He kind of has to die. So,
yep.
It's just certain characters have to die in shows. It's either you kill a character off and show for a few reasons. It gives character development for the main character. That character is far too OP, so he has to be killed. So everything seems logical of why it's happening. Or C, the character is alive, aka Maze Hughes, who knows far too much. And when the show with him being alive will be over in the next 3 episodes, so we have to kill him so the show can continue. So those are 3 reasons why characters need to die. Certain characters.
Yeah.
If Zach is alive, then Cloud no longer is important to me, and I at that point don't give a shit.
Yeah, because he does know how to wield that sword better. Anywho.
Yeah.
Yes. But like I said, it's just sad that we got what we got, and Trials of Mana came out, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I officially don't care about this game no more.
I played the demo. I'll probably pick it up soon, and to play through it. I ain't gonna wait that long. I'm probably just gonna wait a little bit, pick it up, and from what I played, I'm like, yes, this is fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
but
I listen.
Huh?
At the end of the day, Trials is a good game. At the end of the day, FF7 is a good game. But one is complete, one-time purchase. Yeah. You know the story, you get the story, and one is not even halfway done. Yeah, if you want to say that.
It's a quarter,
like 10%.
It's like if you was playing Kingdom Hearts and you got out of Hercules and that was the end of the game. And then they were like, oh, $60 to do any of the other planets. Oh, you trying to do the next planet? $60. They also, if you remember early stages, they said chapters 1 through 4 was going to be its own game. It was going to be episodic, and I was like, yeah, okay, you guys have fun with that one. But
hey man, Square Enix trying to get that money. They know people will buy FF7. They know people won't buy Trials of Mana like that. So there you go.
Okay. So I don't know if this is true, Mrs. Darkwave. Moving on to the next subject. Heard the PS5 and the Xbone were not Xbone, the Xbox were available for pre-order at Target. Is that true?
I haven't seen Target have anything in pre-order unless it's online in quite some time, actually.
Damn.
We don't even get pre-order cards from what I've seen unless it's hidden. I haven't seen a pre-order card in that store since maybe about 2 years now.
Damn.
So unless you can pre-order online, which is very possibly. But I don't know why Target would have it before, I don't know, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, people that actually give a shit. That's news to me.
Yeah, it's like sign-ups for users so they can pre-order it, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, maybe online. I guess I'm not pre-ordering that shit. I still don't know what the PS5 looks like. I know no games for either console except for what, a Halo game and some random looter slasher game. What the freaking dude?
Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Oh, yeah, that won't be launched.
Yeah, it won't be launched, no, but it has been confirmed. Well, they're already, been starting it, but it's been confirmed that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 will be for PS5, which pisses me off.
I mean, that's good. That's fine. 3 years from now. I need something. What's coming out at launch? We know nothing.
Well, I was already not going to get a PS5 because I just don't get systems day one. However, seeing as that my PS4 has been out of commission for some time, I'm pretty much may not have no choice.
Well, I mean, if you do that, you're probably gonna have no choice but to pre-order it because they're talking about very limited quantities due to the corona. So, you might. That's the thing. We don't know a price, although they say somewhere between $4.99 and $5.49 reportedly. If I had to guess, I'd lean more to that $5.49 price tag.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like We don't even know what the fucking thing looks like.
Yeah,
I know nothing that's coming out. Now, I do agree, Spirit, that getting a PS5 makes more sense
I have
than
no idea what
going out here
happened.
now. Huh?
No, like I heard, all I heard, last thing I heard was Corona from you, and then the Drake cut off, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess
Rip.
my phone got Corona.
oh dear.
Well, all I was saying it's smart for you probably getting a PS5 instead of spending the almost $300 for a PS4. Where you can just save that $300 and just add it to another 300 and probably get the PS5 in a couple.
That
Well,
is
at the end of the
true.
year.
It's end of the year though. I'm used to my PlayStation was my main system. Granted, it's been giving me time to play on the Wii, which is fine.
Switch.
However, excuse me, Switch. Yeah. See, that's how much I don't even be fucking paying attention to this damn. So my Switch, however, yeah, my PlayStation is that's my main chick.
Well, I mean, if you do decide to get a PlayStation, uh, let me know. You can come to Target and get discount off of it.
True, true.
Yeah, maybe going to you
Just make sure you
for a PS5.
just make sure you pay with cash,
I,
or have a red card.
why?
That's the only way you can use a discount. Is either cash or red card. You can't use a regular debit card.
What?
I
Yes.
knew just take the cash out.
Ugh.
I mean, a red card basically. The red card isn't. It can be either a debit or credit card, and that saves you 5% extra. So technically, you would be saving 15 instead of 10.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I just use it. I got the debit card version, so it just takes it out of my own account, out of your normal. It's basically a second debit card from where your bank, basically, just with Target's name on it. That's all it is.
Oh yeah. So
No extra fees, just a debit card with Target's name on it.
yeah, I'm gonna just use your discount code today.
Yeah, man. Make sure you have cash or a red card.
Yeah, man. I'm not. Wait, I have to get a red card to use your discount, or
No, cash
You also
or
said cat. Are you not listening?
no?
cash or red card.
Yeah,
You
I'm not
either have a red card that saves you 5% extra,
Yeah.
or cash, which is just the basic
That is
10%.
using credit. That is, pulling your credit for the red cards.
Oh yeah.
No, you don't have to use your credit for a red card.
I thought the red card was the Target credit card.
There's two red cards. There's the credit card. That's the one you would pay. Pay eventually. And then there's a red card that literally comes out of your own account. It's basically a second debit card from whichever account you wanted to come from.
Oh, so it's like a cash app card almost.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Okay. If you're with Bank of America and you go to the store and swipe your card,
Yeah.
the debit card is basically that card just with Target's name on it and can only be used at Target.
Yeah. Yeah, like a cash app card is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And
okay.
it takes about a day or two for it to show up. It came out of your account and you're good to go. So just make sure you remember that, yes, if I have $2,000 in my account and I know I spent $500, just know in the back of your head that you have $1,500, not $2,000. It may take like a day or two to actually reflect on your actual bank account.
Yeah.
They gotta send it to them, and then So yeah,
Yeah.
if you actually want that card for whatever reason, in case y'all shop at Target or whatever, all you have.
Hello?
Hello? See, this
They
happened
can say-
earlier, and
they
I
can
thought it was you cut off.
Yeah, you said all you have to and then cut off.
All you have to do is bring a check, and they should be able to set you up with a debit card or a credit card, whichever y'all decide y'all want to do. I did a debit card because fuck credit.
And you work there, so
Well, I mean, yes, that's where I get 90% of my games I get from Target. The other 10% is from PSN.
Wait, so how much of a discount do you get?
Without the red card, it's 10%. With the red card, it becomes 15%. Because the red card by itself takes all 5%, regardless of. So basically, if you go to Targets a lot, it makes no sense not to have a red card.
What the hell is 10% of $60?
phone
You
too much.
pay
And
instead of paying 63 something, you would pay 56 or $57.
Oh, that makes sense.
And instead of paying 63.59, if you have the red card, which is the extra 5%, you pay $54.
That's pretty cool.
So basically, you save like $9 with 15%. $9 goes a long way. That's food.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I tend not to buy games from anywhere else but Target or PSN, because PSN you don't pay tax, so it's just flat $59.99.
Which is amazing.
And yes, and Target it's just a flat, for me discounted 54 or something or 57 depending,
Right.
and that's better than spending 63.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Yeah, we got totally off track though.
hey man, it's all about gaming, sir.
Yeah.
Saving money.
Uh-huh.
But I have not checked it. I'll check about that PS5 and Xbox X. Uh, but I don't know.
It definitely sounded like you
I
said Xbox sex.
I did. That's a code name for it, because Series X, they just said Series and they just put the X there, so sex. Yep, that was one of the very first names we got on day one.
Why is Xbox always sexual, man? We had the X Bone. Now we got the
Because
fucking.
the fact that they're X, the fact that they have an X in their name, like they make it too simple.
But moving on.
What's the next topic?
It was going right to WWE.
Oh, the double F. Okie dokie.
How many of you guys do you guys remember Black?
nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Let's talk about that Black Wednesday. We have to talk about the Black Wednesday. It happened.
I'll go last. I will go last.
Spirit, did you want to go first on this one? Because I know you don't want to talk about this.
Most of them are going to find work, so they are still getting paid. They still got the 90 days. So within the 90 days, like for example, Jake Maverick,
Drake
even
Maverick.
though I said Drake
It
Maverick.
sounds like you said Jake.
No,
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
you've been sneezing so much you can't hear. Um, yeah, he's in the freaking cruiserweight tournament. So yeah, there's that. Sarah Logan actually was about to be used, and then they was like, nah, sorry. So that does suck. But yes, they're still getting paid for 90 days or whatever like that, and then, you know, whatever. But does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. But now this somewhat is kind of a good thing on several reasons. Why? Because then it lets WWE know, okay, well, shit, we can't sit here and be so focused on hoarding talent and just keeping people just for the sake of keeping people and monopolizing and try to. It's like, you play a game of Monopoly. Say
Yeah.
like it's WWE, New Japan Pro, AEW, and I'll even throw Impact in there. I ain't gonna throw Ring of Honor. I'm just gonna throw, just the main ones that everybody know.
Yeah.
So imagine WWE is just that one person that's in Monopoly that literally has like just bought damn near the whole entire fucking board.
Look,
AEW
I
may
don't know
have
why you
like a
came here.
few like utilities or something like that, and New Japan may have like Boardwalk and some shit. But WWE literally has like all the reds, oranges, yellows, all these other colors. But because they spent all their fucking money buying up the shit, they don't have any money to actually put houses, hotels, make people, make you actually spend money. All right, I land on your shit, but here's $2. That ain't gonna do nothing. So, like, right, but what you call it, AEW, then bought up, like, all the blues or shit like that, Boardwalk and the other joint. Alright, and they put hotels on them bitches up, you land on it, alright, yo, you bankrupt now. You see what I'm saying? So, literally, WWE is kind of like, alright, you hoarded the whole board, You monopolized and got all this shit, but you're not getting no money back, and it's costing you to sit here and keep all this shit and keep all these people. Leo Rush is going to be fine. There's certain people that you know that's like talented, whatever like that. But even if they're not they can still work the indies, but they're still getting paid for the 90 days. I think this is a good thing for them. Apparently, I also read a report. I don't know if it was true or not, saying that WWE is pretty much put out a statement to its stars saying if anybody wants to be released, they will actually grant them their release.
Oh wow.
So pretty much, if there's people out there that's like, you know what, goodbye, they will just be like, okay, bye.
They really will do that?
Yeah, because at
Ugh.
this point, I mean, it's you're hoarding them. They're gonna keep them, but they don't want to be here. So, but it's I does it suck? Yes, it sucks, and I am currently going through somewhat similar. I haven't been furloughed, but I am in a very a temporary drastic hours cut. I went from working 40 plus hours a week to barely working 20. So it sucks. I understand. But at the same time, I think that it's for the best for them because honestly, these people, you look at them and they was already at the cap of where they was going to fucking be in the company. There was no fucking way in hell Sarah Logan was going to ever win the women's championship.
Yeah.
NXT, Raw, SmackDown, there's no way in hell. Um, Leo Rush, that was probably the extent of him. It's just winning the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, to be perfectly honest. Eric Rowan, hell to the fucking no. They didn't even know what the fuck they was doing with him. They didn't even know what was in the fucking cage. Literally, I think somebody just went into their attic and then saw some Halloween decorations. I was like, huh. All right, let's throw this in there. Um, so I think it just worked out for the best.
Hmm.
But it still does suck though.
What else is there? Oh yeah. So
You're not gonna go? You have no thoughts?
I do. I do. Well, I'm gonna go over a couple of people that I have here on my article on the website. Yes, I'm shilling the website again, and to make sure, and I'll put it. I'll put a link in it on the video version, of course, on the podcast version, which some of you people will be listening to. I cannot do that for you, but I will talk about it. So I noticed how Rusev was one of the people, how he disappeared for a long time, and then next thing you know, he's released. I feel like he's going to find other work. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, I don't know about those guys. After what they did to New Japan and then came here, it was like, we just want the money. And I'm like, so you guys are not building your brand up anymore? You guys don't care about that? You're just going to be 2-bit hacks doing nothing? Okay. And then there was Drake Maverick, which actually was, even I was like, what the fuck? This man actually started crying, but I was like, Drake, I haven't been using it, but when I finally saw the video, I was like, I get it. He actually tried to entertain people. And then there's the final one I'm going to talk about today is Eric Young. Can we all bow our heads for Eric Young for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Triple H is crying slowly, because he worked on Sanity for a long time, just for Sanity to be split up and fucked up. Where are all 3 members of the Sanity? One's at home, one's with Alexa Bliss, and one is literally now no longer with the company.
Do you mean Nikki Cross?
Yeah.
Ha! You said Alexa Bliss, sir.
I said one's with Alexa Bliss.
Uh-huh. Which one's that one?
Nikki Cross. One's at home.
Nicole Cross.
Shut up. One is at
No longer Nikki.
Yeah.
We're just gonna call her Nick.
Yeah. One's at home, Killian Dane. One's with Alexa Bliss. Nikki or Nickel
Oh,
Cross.
I keep forgetting that Nick K was Insanity. It's been so long ago.
Yeah, and one is with one got let go. Oh yeah, and let's not forget one's in a fucking good stable in NXT UK. This is the only one out of all of them that actually is doing something with his career as we speak. Alexander Wolf is probably happier. Killian Dane is also probably slightly happier than having to be promoted. But you could tell two of them motherfuckers were fucking blown. But that's whatever.
I have a question.
Oh yeah,
Real
EC3
fast.
may be going to AEW because he just made a promo.
Well, so the revival because they also did something too at the end of the skit segment, and it said FTR. Um,
Haha. Yes.
question. All right, so I have a question. So, how would you guys feel? You have a significant other,
Yeah.
right? You got a spouse, and you guys work for the same company, right?
Yeah.
And the company kind of like been dogging you guys, like changing your name several times so people don't know who the fuck you are, and it's just changing your gimmick and shit. They did the same thing to your wife, your significant other who's a country bumpkin and then randomly just came back as a Viking.
Yeah.
How would you feel if they just legit just fired your wife? That has to be pretty awkward.
Depends if she's happy or not.
It just has to be just kind of like at the dinner table. I would just be just a little bit awkward.
I know, but I feel like Sarah Logan's gonna find something. She's not bad at wrestling. It's just she wasn't used ever.
They didn't know what to do. Well, it was just shit that just didn't make any sense. Like y'all have her country bumpkin out there, tractor trailers and shit, and yeehaw! And then the next time, and then she goes away for a second, but then comes back and then she's a fucking Viking.
Yep.
I'm so confused.
Because she got married to her husband. That's why they made her a Viking.
Uh, 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 so, okay, so if I was on WWE and then you was on WWE and then I get married to you and then I come back and then they give me a gimmick change and they make me Jamaican just because I married a Jamaican?
I don't know.
I mean, Becky Lynch is about to get married to Seth Rollins and they're going to have her join the ministry?
No.
Okay. Oh, Charlotte is marrying Andrade. I mean, but Andrade still can't speak English, so I was.
That was actually a weird pairing. I never knew how they even got together. She's
Yeah,
probably like,
man. That was a
tequila!
beautiful thing.
Give me my tequila! And he's like, marry me,
Racist.
senorita? And she was like,
He
Anyway,
probably can speak good English. It's just that he can't speak scripted English, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
yeah, I get it because it's the same thing with
It's
Oscar.
just like
when she
Oscar.
had her
If you listen,
scripted-
if you listen to Oscar, she can speak decent English if she's just able to just speak it from the cuff. It's when you try to make her fucking sit here and cut scripted promos that
Yeah,
that all changes.
Yeah. But, go
But
ahead, Dark
I guess
Lady.
I should.
Take the floor.
So I'll say my thoughts first on this Black Wednesday nonsense. I hope that everything for the talent that was released goes back to normal, and they all get jobs. Most of them will have jobs. Now,
Zack Ryder.
he'll have a job. Now, folks, this, given the situation is happening, this was an inevitable thing. There was legitimately no way out of this. It wasn't. WWE, honestly, they didn't have to fire anyone. WWE has enough money to keep people, but they realized that why keep them when they're not using them, and they finally got over the fear of AEW. Sarah Logan, Leo Rush, Eric Rowan, EC3, who I'm sure he's fucking ecstatic right now. Revival before they were released. And the slew of other talent will be A-okay. Most of them. Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Heath Slater. They'll be fine in due time.
Yeah.
But this is due to the fact that WWE was so afraid of AEW, number one, and was so afraid of talent leaving. And I think maybe Vince McMahon finally realized in his head that that there is no such thing as a game changer in wrestling right now. No one going to AEW.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning anyone who goes to AEW isn't realistically going to draw these magical big ratings.
Yeah.
The only person who would even maybe, and he would maybe be a ratings draw for 1 or 2 nights, is CM Punk. That's it. No one else, not AJ Styles, not a Roman Reigns, not a Seth Rollins. Nothing for the long term is really going to give AEW that 3 million, 2 million plus in views. It's not going to happen. Wrestling now is just in a terrible state right now, and nothing and no one is a game changer. No one. And maybe WWE realized that. They were giving out 5-year deals, all this money as if they had it in candy, as if nothing mattered.
Yeah.
They released the people because they realized they can save money by getting rid of people that A, they're not using at all. EC3, prime example. Eric Young, prime example. They can save about $4 million fucking dollars. Or they can keep $4 million being spent when they don't really have to. That's what it came down to. They didn't need to fire these people, honestly. They still have quite a bit of money. They would have been fine. But they finally getting smart and realizing that nobody is a true ratings draw to a point where if a Seth Rollins goes to an AEW is going to get 2 million views. Or if a Roman Reigns goes to an AEW, they're going to get a 2 million views. Yeah, the ratings may jump for Roman for night 1. Or maybe night 2, depending on how he debuts. Yeah. But if you think he's a major draw, no one's a draw. Not Becky Lynch, not a Roman Reigns, not an AJ Styles. So why, if those guys, your main people aren't draws, what would you think of Sarah Logan, a Heath Slater, a Zack Ryder is a major draw? They're not. Now, if they go to a Ring of Honor, an Impact, a New Japan, an AEW, will they possibly show you more than what they have done? Will they possibly do better and show you that, holy shit, they can really go better than what we've seen in WWE? The answer is more likely yes. That doesn't make them a ratings draw. It just means they're doing better somewhere else. So, when the people got initially fired, I legit sat there and said, well, most of the people that they fired, they weren't using. And I try to look at it more in a better light, a more of a positive light, in a sense. They weren't being used, and I guarantee you half of them are probably decently happy that they're out of the company. Now, they may not. Now, they haven't been saving their money. I'm sure they're pissed off now. They are getting paid, so they probably are just sitting there even more ecstatic than ever. But at the end of the day, most of these guys will be fine. All of them may not go to AEW, nor should they.
Yeah, no.
But I think everyone now will be fine, number one. And number two, just everyone's gonna be free of the WWE machine. You have people like Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, who was fired before and came back, but people like Heath Slater and Zack Ryder, who has never even sniffed the Indies probably since they started. Ever since they signed with the WWE, they've been stuck there. So this is a new life for them. This is going to be a new way of life for them. And not in a bad way, but in a good way.
Yeah.
But this is all WWE's fault. If you didn't sign through the 5-year contracts like it's candy, you wouldn't have just wasted money. It's not that they don't have it, they're wasting it. You know? That's like buying it's like buying 6 cars. You're just wasting money at that point. You're just wasting money. You're having these cars just for the sake of having them cars, but you can only realistically drive one at a time.
Yeah.
Or, whatever.
You
same thing here.
Seen them buying 20 cars.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. You're wasting talent. Now, yes, could you push them in certain ways? Yes, there's a role, I believe, that there's a role for everyone on the show.
Yeah.
I think there's truly a role, but let's face facts. If you're not going to actually push these guys or even use them on television any type of way, why waste the money?
Yeah, because,
get rid of them.
We got the same people wrestling all the time, and now we got the New Day as tag champs again for like the 90th time for some reason.
Exactly. Like, all these people, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins. When was the last time you seen them tag team and actually win?
Oh, never.
EC3. When was the last time he was even on fucking television?
Months ago.
Sarah Logan. She's done nothing but job. She hasn't won a single match probably since she's been on television.
Pretty much.
The Cologne brothers.
Who else?
The Cologne brothers went home, and they forgot that they went home.
Yeah. This is what I was trying to say. And people shit on me for saying, oh, you're so insensitive. The Colognes haven't been on TV in damn near 3 years.
Yeah, and they've been sitting at home.
Who gives a fuck if they're fired or not?
Oh, they've been sitting there.
Realistically.
Timeshares. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, sure. Timeshares. But being realistically, because these are the people who, oh, you're insensitive. How would you like if you lost your job? If I stay out of work for 3 years, doing nothing, I would expect to lose my job at some point. Yeah. These guys sat home in Puerto Rico doing who knows what, getting paid from whatever indie promotion they were probably working under for their father or whatever, in WWE, and you're telling me that, oh, it's wrong for them to be fired. They should have been fired years ago.
Remember, the Cologne brothers aren't really brothers. One's the cousin, so therefore it's the father and uncle.
Yeah.
Cousin, uncle, who gives a shit? They ain't been on TV since 2017, 2018.
Yeah, you're right.
These guys should have been fired years ago.
Yeah.
Especially when you stopped using them. So the Colognes, who gives a shit? Eric Rowan? Now it's a little shocked by him, but let's face facts. Drew McIntyre killed he squashed the cage, there goes his gimmick. Useless. Yeah. At that point. At that point, he was jobbing Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Who else got fired?
That's who did? The two. I will say that the few that I was actually kind of surprised at that made me a little bit kind of angry, like Kurt Angle. I was like, really?
The only one that pissed me off was Mike Yoda.
Yeah.
Legit.
That one. Yep, that was the other one.
That pissed me off. Kurt Angle, I mean, sure, why not?
I'm not gonna lie.
He's a producer.
What's it called? I stopped respecting him, son.
Kurt Angle, whatever.
Yeah.
You said what happened?
After he jobbed the Corbin, I literally stopped respecting him as a person.
Well, that wasn't his decision. That was Vince McMahon's decision.
Actually, from what I saw, he said yeah. He said yeah. Let's do this.
He had no choice. He lobbied for John Cena. He lobbied for John Cena.
Yeah, Vince McMahon said no, Baron Corbin. And of course, Kurt Angle is one of those guys that he does what he's told. That's the company that he's a lifer. That's,
I know, but he should have said no, man.
So
he lobbied for John Cena.
I said he should have, and not he. I said he should have. He should have.
Well,
he has enough clout to be like, nah, bro.
Yes, he does, but that doesn't mean he's going to.
Yeah.
Just like I'm pretty
But,
sure that the Undertaker has enough clout to say, no, I'm not going to lose my streak to Brock Lesnar. How about we just let me continue having the streak?
well, Undertaker's wanted to get rid of that streak for a while. He actually wanted to give it to Lesnar a long time ago when Lesnar was full time. They did deny that he actually was going to. He wanted to give it to Randy Orton. Randy Orton denied it because he had too much respect for the Undertaker. So Undertaker wanted his streak to be gone anyway.
Yeah. I wish he gave it to
I
Bray
still wouldn't
Wyatt.
have booked the match. I wouldn't have booked the match regardless, but
I wish he gave it to Bray Wyatt, like legit.
well, Bray Wyatt at that point was already too buried to really salvage. That he's already, as certain people say, he's on life support as we speak. Which
Ugh.
I mean, at this point, I don't even care about
I
Fiend
don't know
nor
why
Bray
people are
Wyatt.
saying that because he has no choice but to win the fucking title.
I listen. I don't
Braun
care.
Strowman's already on life support, and Bray Wyatt's
Life
back to
support.
fucking.
Strowman has been dead for years.
Yeah,
The
Strowman's
moment he
dead,
lost against
and
Brock Lesnar the first time, he was a failure.
Yeah.
WWE
it's just
failed him. It is. WWE failed Strowman. So they failed Fiend. So they failed babyface Seth Rollins in 2019. Never forget. And eventually are going to fail Drew McIntyre with the return of the Maharaja.
Oh my
He
god. With
actually
the
It's
came
coming.
cut.
He came
With
back.
It's
the
coming.
cut. He came back with not
And
he
guess
got rid of
what?
his Jerry curls and he been juiced the fuck up. I was like,
And guess what, folks? And here's a spoiler. Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, he is a sacrificial lamb. He will be sacrificed because he's not winning at Money in the Bank, obviously.
Yeah.
And guess who's going to be
that's
next in line?
WWE's fucking
If
fault
they
because
say Jinder
WWE they don't
Mahal,
have any heels. What
Yes,
heel is on Monday Night Raw?
Seth. But no,
Besides
here's the
Seth.
thing. Here's the thing. Seth will be sacrificed. And guess who Drew McIntyre's next opponent is going to be?
the mind.
Can you say the Battle of 3MB?
Oh my god.
Yes, of course.
This is going to happen. They emphasized this on Monday night. I didn't watch the show. I just watched certain clips
No,
on YouTube because these
I
shows are
heard
terrible.
they kept repeating over and over. Before we're WWE champion, before it's like, okay.
Yep. And Jinder was like, I'm a former United States champion, a former WWE champion. They're emphasizing the former part a little too much. So,
Yeah, but
folks.
they didn't say that he was the former reason why SmackDown did the worst that it's ever done.
Yeah. Yeah. But guess what? Sooner or later, SummerSlam, or a little bit, probably SummerSlam, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre.
That's gonna be a terrible match. That's also a terrible booking decision. I hope Vince doesn't
It's
go.
Well,
to happen. Just accept
Well-
it now. That way you be less disappointed.
unfortunately, WWE has done nothing to build any heels on that show. Number one.
Exactly.
Number two, I mean, I would do babyface versus babyface. I don't see why people don't like the dynamic of babyface versus babyface, but you know,
Well, ain't
it
nobody
is what it
there to get confused. So who gives a shit?
that too. Money in the Bank. I mean,
Nobody's there to get confused. Like how it was Shayna Baszler and fucking Kyrie Sane, and people didn't know who the fuck to cheer for. You don't have that option because ain't no crowd.
Yeah.
yeah, because technically Kevin Owens should be the number one contender.
If you did Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre, we like both of them. Put them together. I would rather see that than fucking see nasty ass juiced up fucking Jinder Mahal.
Well, I would rather see that than Seth Rollins because, unfortunately, this is the problem.
I would
Seth
rather see
Rollins-
than Drew.
Seth Rollins is arguably. Well, here's the problem with all this. Seth Rollins is arguably your best act, your heel act, on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
No question. Actually, it's not even a question because really no heels. But he, in this heel role, despite what he says on social media, despite if you like him or not, despite his 2019 babyface run, Seth Rollins has taken his Monday Night Messiah gimmick and has done wonders. Great. Good for him. The problem with this is he lost to Kevin Owens, not once, but twice. And instead of giving him a Ricochet, well, he's buried, but another babyface to build Seth Rollins back up to make him a decent heel, no. We're going to put him with the WWE Champion and sacrifice him again. Again.
Well,
That means
is
Seth
Braun
Rollins.
Strowman being sacrificed? They don't have WWE has no problem
Well,
with sacrificing their talent.
Well, Braun
That's the
Strowman
thing.
is long beyond buried. He is already dead. Seth Rollins, on the other hand, was dead and actually rejuvenated himself to a certain extent to a point where he's actually walking without crutches with this Monday Night Messiah gimmick.
Yeah, he went to physical therapy.
Now they're about to put him back on crutches because if he loses to Drew McIntyre, right? He loses to Drew McIntyre. That is two major feuds that he's lost in a span of a few months. He's not beating, like I said, he's not beating McIntyre. There's just no way. You think he's gonna? And Kevin Owens has already beat him. He's not gonna revisit that. Who else is he gonna feud with? What? They're gonna turn Buddy Murphy babyface?
And that's something I don't understand with WWE. Like, I don't understand how they do like different stuff. Like, okay, so you got Seth Rollins, you got him this whole Messiah, whatever like that gimmick. Cool, cool. I like it with the one glove. This my man's dude straight up be looking like, Jehovah Witness type of shit. So cool. It's no problem with that. But then you have them constantly lose. Like the team, the faction of Angel Garza, Andrade, and Austin Theory. Okay, they had a cool kind of thing going on, whatever like that. That was actually really good because all three of those guys are fucking phenomenal. But then y'all have them constantly fucking lose. So it's like, well, what's the fucking point? You have Seth Rollins in like his first fucking feud. That would not have hurt Kevin Owens at all. Kevin Owens would have lost that because first of all, Samoa Joe got injured because Samoa Joe's prone to injury, so he really had that too much of a backup, whatever like that. Um, but I'm just not understanding. Like they could have gave that to Seth. That was like his first fucking feud and him starting this shit, and you had my man lose. So it just doesn't make any sense because then it's kind of like WWE. Well, why should we give a shit? Why should I give a shit about Seth Rollins now switching to be a heel? He's fucking losing. Why should I fucking give a shit about the faction of Andrade, Garza, and Theory? They're fucking losers. Why do I fucking care?
Yeah. These are the problems with
WWE,
WWE.
they have a really bad way of starting something and it's a good idea, it'll be good. It'll be like, okay, I mean, let's kind of get behind this. We don't see the reason, Zelina, like, she wants some young blood, some new talent, and whatever, whatever. All right, cool, fuck it, let's do it. Let's see, ain't shit else going on the show on Raw. Fuck it, and then y'all have lose. And then y'all have them about to gang up on Drew McIntyre, and then two of them, and they don't want to. So then they just fucking leave Andrade. Like, nah. Like, okay. Seth Rollins, he got this whole faction shit going on, and then, they fucking losing. And then you gave them the Raw Tag Team Championships instead of putting it on the actual fucking tag team in the fucking faction, which made no sense. But whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just have them fucking lose. You have them go up against the Street Profits after the Street Profits won the championships. You had them go up against the Street Profits like 2-3 fucking times and lost every single fucking time. Then you had the shit, whack and forth with Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders and all that other kind of shit that brawl had them fucking lose. It's like, who gives a shit? What? And then now that I'm bringing this up, that brings up a point that WWE fucking, they don't care. They just want to keep reusing the same fucking people because I just got finished telling you guys how much Seth Rollins has been losing, correct?
Yeah.
Why the fuck is he in the front of the line to get a championship match with Drew McIntyre, a title opportunity?
Because he get
Hey, Drew challenged Seth, okay?
Because he looked at the belt. So that's, again, I
No.
bring it, we just looking at titles and it's like, yeah, I'm next.
Drew challenged Seth, okay? Drew challenged Seth this time.
Shut up. No.
Because he stomped him. That's why. He stomped him.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
who challenged Seth Rollins, so it makes sense.
I mean, at this point, I'm about to just go up to fucking Becky Lynch, like I'm next. I'm looking at your belt.
I don't know. WWE thinks we just forget. I think WWE really thinks their fans honestly forget. Honestly, about these 1.9 to 1.8 ratings on television, obviously we don't.
Yeah.
But WWE thinks we forget.
Yeah, they keep forgetting.
I like Seth. I do. I think the Monday Night Messiah gimmick is fantastic. I do. I love it. But do I want to see Seth in this match? Well, he clearly doesn't deserve it. The answer is no. Listen, I want to see Seth actually succeed as a heel, not continue to lose as a heel. Sure, he has won, for the majority of the Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and shit. Yeah, the majority of the time, Seth was standing on top. Good for Seth Rollins. Lost the tag ties to the Street Profits Network. Got that handled. Lost to Kevin Owens. Technically speaking, Seth Rollins has been a fucking loser. So he should not be getting a World Championship match. Now, the WWE, their logic is, well, Drew said that Seth really doesn't deserve, or some people think Seth doesn't deserve, so we'll have Drew challenge Seth and now make it all fine. No, it doesn't. When did Drew make matches around him? This is what I don't understand. This is what WWE understands. The illogic. When did Drew start making matches? Is he the general manager of Monday Night Raw? Can he just go up to anyone and say, yes, I pick you to fight tonight, meet me in the ring? Shouldn't he just have to go through some type of management or, these so-called contract signs? Someone has to actually type up the contract, right? So you look at this and say, okay, sure, why not, Drew? Sure, you got it. No, clowns. We don't forget. We do not forget. You may think we forget, but we do not. Seth should not be in this position. Seth should be feuding with someone else who's the babyface to get himself some wins. To get himself maybe down the line, maybe by SummerSlam, maybe by Royal Rumble, maybe by, I don't know, Hell in a Cell, somewhere down the line, to where we can say, okay, Seth challenged for WWE title. Okay, this is fine. He's beating Humberto Carrillo. He's beating maybe a newly faced AJ Styles. He's beating whomever this, whomever that. Sure. And he attacks Drew McIntyre saying he's earned, maybe he beats Kevin Owens again. And then he challenges for the title. We will be fine with it. Now, the way I look at it is, well, Seth, you're being sacrificed for the inevitable Jinder Mahal.
And if Jinder Mahal was to win, I swear to God.
I would just die laughing at that point. I'd be in tears.
Really? You'd be laughing at that?
Yes. Yes. You know why I would be laughing?
Why?
Because I would not put it past WWE to give the title to Jinder Mahal. He beat Randy Orton. Did you think he would beat Randy Orton a little bit?
Let's not talk about that nonsense.
But he beat Randall Keith Orton. No one thought he would beat Jinder Mahal beating Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Not once, but twice for Shinsuke. Not once, but 3 times for Orton?
Hey, just a little side note. How old were you when you realized that RKO Randall Keith Orton? I'm such an idiot. I had no idea. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah!
I'm hoping you're joking, right?
Maybe.
Please be joking.
I did not know what his middle name was.
Oh. Well, yeah. Randall Keith Orton. There you go.
Yeah, because nobody wants to say he hit him with the Randall Keith Orton out of nowhere.
I mean, good.
What? Speaking of Randy Orton, where has he been on these shows?
You can. I mean,
being racist in his house.
Who is Randy Orton? Why does he not grace my presence on this television?
I have no idea.
Cause he said fuck
See,
them.
this is why.
He said he want to go home, be with his wife, and they go sit there quarantine
Well,
fucking. So he alright.
well, listen, Randy Orton has no qualms about saying he's gonna fuck his wife tonight. That's fine. I don't care. See, this is why I actually wanted Randy Orton to win against Edge, because you could have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton instead of Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, it would have made perfect sense. Randy Orton beat Edge clean. I know you don't want to beat Edge on his first night back, but I mean, come on. You gotta kind of make things happen, right?
I don't know. Regardless if we at this point would have got Seth and Drew or Randy and Drew was still going to retain the title and still at
That's
SummerSlam.
fine.
Hold on. At SummerSlam, we still was going to get fucking Jinder Mahal, so it would not have made a
Well,
difference. We were still going to get
maybe,
Jinder regardless.
I mean, maybe, yeah, Jinder. Oh, maybe we would have got Seth at SummerSlam. Maybe we'll get Randy at SummerSlam and Jinder never. Please, wrestling gods.
Hopefully.
No one wants to see Jinder Mahal as the WWE Championship match.
Was it the Colossus? The Colossus?
The Colossus.
Some shit. The Colossus! Oh my god, the Colossus Drew McIntyre! 1, 2, 3, Jinder McIntyre!
Yo.
Which they did mention on commentary. They mentioned on commentary the Colossus, the move that won him the WWE Championship.
Yeah, they're trying it.
It's gonna happen, folks.
They're reaching. They're reaching so fucking hard.
Drew and Jinder at SummerSlam or wherever Summer pay-per-view is gonna happen. Mark the words. And you know what? I hope that WWE Network deals go through when they're selling the pay-per-view rights, because now I have an absolute reason on why I'm not watching that pay-per-view. We're buying pay-per-views for $60 in 2020 for a program that's absolute garbage.
Oh yeah, they were.
I'm not.
Speaking of
Worthless.
segueing into that, WWE was talking about from now on WrestleManias have to be paid for.
Yeah, and if you think I'm paying for a WrestleMania in 2020 at full price, I'll just stream it like I've been streaming Monday Night Raw on television, and I'll just stream WrestleMania for free if they do that shit. The WWE Network is garbage anyway ever since the new UI update, so I can't get any worse. Can't get no more.
I'd rather just pay for the network and call it a day. But if there was to ever go, actually for WrestleMania you have to pay $60. I'm like, I am not going to pay $60 for your crap WrestleMania.
Pretty much.
Can you imagine that?
And then hold on, and then not only would you have to pay $60, you have to pay $60 twice, because remember they probably gonna start splitting WrestleMania in 2 days.
Yeah,
You pay for a package. You pay for a package.
I forgot who said who the fuck said that was a bright idea to split it into 2 days. I forgot who said that shit.
Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H is losing his everlasting fucking mind.
Because he said.
Well, I actually prefer the 2-day Mania.
He said it could be a festival, so pretty much like you'll have SmackDown on Friday, the WrestleMania and shit will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday Night Raw, and then I think he said Thursday or something they'll do like Takeover or Wednesday Takeover or some shit like that. And so it's like it's a festival, it'll be a week-long thing, and it's like I can only do like so much, like no.
Like, I love wrestling.
To me, that's fucking worse than doing it just for 8 hours for one. I would rather sit my ass down one time for 8 hours versus spreading this shit out over the whole fucking weekend.
Exactly. Like, WrestleMania is short to watch, though. So I was like, dog, why don't you just make this one night? All for me to learn that Drew McIntyre, after 30 minutes winning the belt, faced the Big Show. And I was like,
wait. He didn't just face the Big Show. He fought.
That was the main event for WrestleMania.
Technically, yeah.
Yep. You know what's sad? Didn't I joke about that many times?
Yes, you did. I told you to stop it before it came true, and then you kept doing it, and then it.
Hey, I told you I am a genius. I am the true Monday Night Messiah. Seth Rollins, step aside, clown. I'll take over.
Then I just have one question, right? Why did they, if they didn't want that to be the case, why did, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Wait.
But yes, they also may keep the crowdless pay-per-views is what they were saying, which is not good for
their live events might change. Oh, if wrestling stays crowdless, you'll hear a nice firm retirement from me. Even on the podcast for wrestling, I'm like, well, guys, I haven't watched wrestling in 6 months, so let's take my leave.
Yeah, I need my crowds, man. Would be joining you, and I'd literally make a podcast talking about anything else.
I mean, just games, and they would swap the anime or some shit, man. I don't care. Games and anime. More wrestling.
Yeah, I literally will stop. Like, I'm telling you now, once it gets to the point where I'm like, dog, I'm done, I'm literally going to change the podcast to just fucking games and anime. And then, like, any anime reviews or whatever. And, okay. Also, Spirit, what did, the final thing here, what did Vince McMahon do recently that you were just like, what the fuck? What did he do with Trump again?
Great.
It was the politic thingamabob. I would have to look that up, but I completely forgot. Hold on, let me see.
Some great match. I
can look it up like real fast.
That's cool. While she's looking that up, how do we feel about the New Day getting the belts again?
It sucks. I found it. So pretty much,
damn.
What she said?
Yeah, Vince McMahon, he was just pretty much, because, him and Trump, they're like, so pretty much Trump had asked, like, his prominent owners and stuff in American sports join him in an advisory group discussion of reopening the country. And, of course, Vince McMahon was there. And so pretty much Vince McMahon was just advising Trump, about the state of the economy and opening up. While the XFL has filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, he's getting sued, by the way, for that.
Oh, I know.
The XFL, dude. Yes.
Yes, the second time. It officially failed twice. He needs to stop.
Well, the second time wasn't his fault.
I know, but he still needs this. Never mind. He didn't need to put it for bankruptcy, but whatever.
Oh, I know the other thing what it was too, because okay. So in 2019, Linda McMahon was appointed to Trump's cabinet.
Yeah.
And so she runs the pro-Trump super PAC. So pretty much.
What?
Yeah, the
DLC, whatever. The pro-Trump super PAC.
Oh my god! All right, more orange and more terrible wigs.
Oh, they just did the WWE game.
I know, no WWE 21K, yay. So Linda McMahon, so she pretty much aired her Trump Super PAC DLC, promised to spend $18.5 billion in Tampa and Orlando, which is actually hilarious because if you guys can recall, in the state of Florida, they deemed WWE an essential business. So how much does it cost to get you listed as an essential business and bypass all this shit? Apparently $18.5 million.
How is it essential though? It is essentially causing me a conniption, but yes, whatever.
Oh no! Apparently it's essential business.
I mean, I guess if you really believe that. WWE. That being said, did you guys have anything else to talk about? Because I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up.
The new WWE game, yes. Battlegrounds.
What? There's another
WWE Battlegrounds.
Is that actually a game coming out?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Look it up, sir. Look it up right now. You must.
WWE Battlegrounds will replace 2K21 this fall.
I'm not buying it, but you should look it up.
I'm looking at. I will look at the trend. We will talk about this on the next podcast because I don't feel like I need to talk about this right now. Anything else that everybody wants to talk about? If not, this meeting is adjourned and I'm banging my gavel. Good night, everybody.
Night. You about to say something else? I was like, sir, that is not appropriate.
What did you take out? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All right, everybody.
Once we have the mics alive to consume it to my